Disney, don't sue me. Disney. All right. Howdy, hi, friends. Look at me, this little knockoff Mickey Mouse. All right, wunderbar. So, friends, we're going to jump into some Reddit relationship advice. Without further ado, let's jump into it. I don't know what Mickey Mouse sounds like. Hey, Donald.
I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Now's not the time. All right, story number one. All right, story number one. And we have a gay couple, you know. The gays are messy. The gays are messy. So it's about time, all right? We're getting off too easy in these videos. Okay, so my partner, 28-year-old male, whispered, I hate... This is not it's not funny. But I just see this in my mind. Okay, my partner, 28-year-old male, whispered, I hate you when he thought I, 37-year-old male, was asleep. Do you think he means it? 1000%. I didn't even need to read the story to know he meant that with his heart. Me, 37-year-old male, and my partner, 28-year-old male, have been together for 7 years. And so you were 31. No, you were 30, and you got together with a 21-year-old. I'm kind of looking at you sideways because I don't think it's like the age. What's the age up to? Like 9 years. I don't think that's that big of a deal. But the fact you've been together for 7 years, you got with someone that, like, if he went to college, was like still in college, just was able to drink, and like you've had your whole, like, you've been out of school. Like, there's a difference between when because I'm 30 now. When you're 30 and I look at like 21-year-olds, I'm like, I could never. And the fact that like people my age and older feel like comfortable with like younger, it just always like rubs me the wrong way. So just putting that out there. And you probably been with him for so long, but like there's a lot of like, there's a journey that young gays have, especially when they come out at that age, where there's like this toxicity thing that they need to work through until they get to their like later 20s and early. So it sounds very. Let's read the rest. But keep that ruminating. Okay. We've had arguments in the past and almost broke up more than once, right? The arguments have calmed down and gotten less frequent over the years. That makes sense. We had an argument today while making dinner. I put the dry pasta in the pot before putting in the boiling water from the kettle, and this really got him angry. Why would that get him angry too? What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? You put the pasta and then you put boiling water. Was it like Easy Mac? I feel like this was like rotini like rigatoni or something. That's weird. I was supposed to heat up the water in the pot and then put the pasta in. Yeah, like a normal person, you freak. He stopped. Let me not berate him. He stopped talking to me the rest of the evening. He went into a different room and I went to bed. At about 2 a.m., he came into the room and he thought I was sleeping and whispered, It's not funny. And whispered, I hate you. And walked back out. I tried to go talk to him at around 2:30 a.m., but he is not responding to me. Just sitting on his iPad baby. That's not what it says. He may be calmed down by tomorrow. What are your thoughts on this? One of the comments says, he definitely means it. Time to exit stage left. Absolutely. Like, if you walk into a room, you think, and you're just like, I hate, like, he means that shit. And I also got to wonder, is he living with you and are you paying the bills? And it's like, do you feel like there's some kind of power dynamic? There's always something in these situations when you get with someone that young, when you are at that age. And granted, now it doesn't feel as weird because of like he's older in his like later 20s. And so like the gap isn't like crazy, right? It becomes less weird the older the person is, but you were with him when he was young. So it's like, were you financially support? Like what is the background here? And another comment says petty. I agree. I can't make assumptions just based off of this. I can tell you what I know to be true. I feel like the older guy has been making it work for a while and it's been very convenient for the younger one. And the younger one puts up with him even though he doesn't like it because he's getting a lot of benefits. And that would be my guess. So this I hate you is has been lingering there for a while, but he's like, I need him for the lifestyle that I have now. I don't feel like I can leave. And the older one is just like, well, I have this younger hot guy, and that's probably where it stops. And maybe you need him because you don't know how to boil fucking pasta. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who puts dry pasta in a pot and then boil? I kind of want to You're the problem. Like that line alone makes you the problem. You are the problem. It's like you are the father, except it says the problem. Whew. All right, one more story. My girlfriend, 28-year-old female, told her close friend she would sleep with him, so her close friend's friend or boyfriend, if she wasn't still with me, a 31-year-old male. Advice. Hey, my girlfriend and I have been together for nearly 2 years now. She went away this week for 3 days to see a close friend of hers that she hadn't seen since before we got together. She had already told me that she had sexual tension/attraction with this guy, but didn't act on it when they last met. Were y'all together and she told you that? I'm all for being honest, but maybe you keep that to yourself and you say, let me figure that out so that's not a thing. But she assured me that there was nothing there now. And maybe it just seemed like a heads up. Okay. The guy is in an open relationship. I understand. There's always a line that like reveals a lot. And during this trip, she told him that she would sleep with him if she was single, and that she was frustrated by not being able to act on her desires and asked if he would too. The guy reciprocated, but said he didn't want to complicate her relationship. Got it. So the girlfriend's close friend is a guy that's in an open relationship, and we're gonna start needing little charts up in this bitch. And she told him, I would sleep with you if I wasn't in a relationship. Like, who you got to tell that to? Talk to your therapist about that, all right? Ring a ding ding. Dr. Sense, help. She only told me this after I confronted her about insecurities that had developed while she was away and asked her blunt questions. She insists that nothing would have happened, that she wouldn't have let anything happen, and that she only said it in the moment because she wanted validation that he desired her. She says there is nothing wrong with that, with what she did, and her desires for others are separate to her love for me. She's using what people say that are poly, but they usually say that before they get into monogamous relationships. Though she admitted that she did delete the messages that he had sent her after she left, saying he was holding himself back because she felt bad about it. So I think deep down she knows it was wrong. What do you mean deep down? She knows it was wrong, but she doesn't feel remorse and hasn't apologized. I don't know. I don't think this is how a normal monogamous relationship works. I agree, but I also can't tell if I'm being too dramatic. I feel betrayed by the remark, and also that she didn't tell me until I asked questions. I felt bad that I was asking questions in the first place. Why should you feel bad? Why should you feel bad? Why should you feel bad when you know your partner has said that they've had attractions towards this person and they were going to be at an event? I get not wanting to feel insecure about the situation, but you're clocking it correctly. It wasn't like I said I'm over it, but then she tells you she was at this thing and told him that. You're allowed to ask follow-up questions. Like that is just jacked up. Like there's no way you can say you don't need to worry about this thing, and then you go to a thing and they do something that you absolutely should be worried about, you know? I understand that attraction/desires for other people while in a monogamous relationship is normal, for sure. You can be in a relationship with someone and be like, oh my gosh, they're hot, or like, they're like, oh, I got a little butterfly. I was like, dang. But it should never feel, I should say it should never feel. There's a difference between that feeling like playful and cute versus like, oh, they're flirting with me and I feel like a strong urge and desire. The question is like, what about that made you feel that strong urge? And is it because, and a lot of the times people are like, no, I might actually be poly. And the reason actually is typically you've tried to work something out with your current partner, but like either you're not doing something or they're not doing something, and you feel like this person can't fulfill something, or you're obsessed with ego. So if like anyone flirts with me, I'm gonna like do whatever it takes so I can feed myself. I was with someone that was like that. As you can see, it didn't work out. Bless. We didn't need to go down that road. But I think saying this to someone crosses the line and is just rude / inconsiderate to our relationship. Absolutely. Like, you should be able to be honest about your partner, about your feelings, where you're at, your thoughts about it, especially if you like are really thinking about if an open relationship would be best for you. Again, I think you should do that work outside of being in a relationship first and foremost, and ask those questions, because a lot of times people think that is their answer, and it almost never is, because you actually don't have the capacity to juggle multiple romantic partners. But that's another conversation for another day. People think too highly of themselves and their capabilities. I'm like, you can barely text people back, but yeah, sure, you can be in 2 relationships at the same time, dumbass. And I know people that are able to do that. So I'm not just bashing people that are in open relationships. I know people that have been able to do it and do it successfully. But I think a lot of people think that they have that capability. And I know 2 people, maybe 3, that have that capability. That's it. And I know a lot of people that have been in open relationships. I've said I feel the trust is broken, and also how we see the boundaries of our relationship seem fundamentally different. I would completely agree. Like, I would never, even if I felt that way and I felt sexually attracted to someone in that way, I would not be going up to them, making that a thing that they know, so that there could be any kind of like action between us to make it happen. If I'm in the relationship, I'm like, no, I'm keeping that to myself. Now they come to me, and you stutter with that. Right, that's a different story. But I'm like, going out of your way to say something that is very different than responding and trying to be honest but respectful. Very different. And that I need time to think. But also, we live together, womp womp, and I love her. Don't let that stop you. Love will make you do some stupid things. And I want us to work so badly. But I also don't want to become either controlling or more insecure. It's not about that. You just need to be honest. If it's like I'm in this relationship, this idea of being controlling. A relationship is a partnership, and you both need to be on the same page. So if it's like I want to be in a committed monogamous relationship and where we're each other's priority, and if we feel like that's slipping, and we see it slipping because the attraction to other people starts to pop up more, I find that I'm straying further away from you, that I could come to you, say that, and we would find a way to work through it. Like, that's the kind of relationship that like I want. That's the kind of relationship I want. So like if your partner says that, and the other person's like, actually, I don't feel that way. I feel that I should be able to explore my other relationships as they appear in my life, because I only have one life to live. Right, great. Then there's a difference of how you want to approach relationships in life, and then you just break up. And I don't care if you love is a very interesting thing, because love is not always logical. If you want to do something that is very big in your life, and there's a way in which you feel like it's fundamental to your character and your morals, you could let love take away from that, what you believe is love, take away from that, and then you're living a life that is miserable, and then you start to resent the person that you're with, and it only takes a matter of time before it falls apart, and it falls apart way later than it should have. Just keep that in mind. I hate that I become insecure. It's not out of nowhere. The insecurity isn't just like, I'm just naturally insecure. She made you insecure by talking to this man saying she want to ride him. And I hate this incident has fed into it now. Yeah, I'm sure there's a difference between like being insecure and now you feel extra insecure. But like, this is all warranted. One of the comments says, and this is how you know you dodged a bullet, and how lucky you are finding it out 2 years in rather than 10. 1000%. And we're going to end it on that note. Like, don't let these people try to make you believe. If y'all work and you're on the same page about it, then wonderful. But that means you have to do what you speak. All right? And that's from Mr. Mouse himself. Yucko! Yucko! That's like a Pokemon sound. Anyway, friends, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you've been liking the content. Help me to be able to grow the channel. It would be useful for me just to be able to spread the love, spread the joy, and all that jazz. But I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.